Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it is uh, October 1st of 2021. This is going to be short. Um, I did want to comment on this. It says, there's an unvaccinated school teacher who, for some reason, is refusing, uh, to take the mandated vaccine, and she's going to leave her job or be fired or something. I haven't read the story. I don't know if there's some type of strange mitigating circumstances or whatever, but uh, I'm sorry for these police officers or school teachers or whoever they are. If it's mandated that by their employer that they have to be, vaccinated, then good riddance to them. I mean, I my kids are, they're grown, uh, but I want school teachers to be vaccinated, and I want the nurses, doctors, and lab techs, and everybody else to be vaccinated, or else they shouldn't have those jobs. I don't know if they want to be a monk living in a cave someplace or something, that's fine, but uh, that's just the way I feel. I could be wrong. Um, Here's something that makes me happy. For a long time, and before the families sued, I was saying in videos here that the families of those Sandy Hook children who were slaughtered, I was saying those families should sue and sue big time, sue for everything they could get, and also that one reason I wanted them to sue was so that they could have the disclosure. That's not what it's called in the thing. It's anyway. If you're sued, each person has to give depositions and supply to the other side. The all the information that's requested. And on top of that, apparently, uh, Alex Jones, you know, and his lawyers refused. They, I guess, gave some stuff. They probably had to give some stuff, but there's some stuff that they didn't respond with, and the judge just lowered the hammer on Alex Jones and the Sandy Hook. Now, of course, they haven't had the hearing as to how much the penalties will be, but I would think that everything that he owns now, of course, he's had plenty of time to try to transfer things to some place where it's not going to be reachable. But I don't think he's going to be successful in that because I believe that when something like this happens, uh, then it's obvious that you start moving assets, to places where uh, they can't, a court order can't get hold of it or something like that. I think that usually doesn't work, and so this this person, Alex Jones, the the things that he said, the false things that he screams and carries on about, and Sandy Hook, the shooting there, where the what, how many kids was it that were slaughtered? Um, that's just the least of, the smallest. Let's see, the shooter killed 26 people at the school. 20 of them were small children before he killed himself. Uh, and of course, Alex Jones from the very beginning, and I'm not sure if he was the first person to come up with it, but Black Flag Operation, and he carried on the Alex Jones show or whatever he has. He came up with just constantly, he harped on that those children were not killed. Actors took their places. He came up with like photographs, and he would say, "Oh, this child here, you know, is the child who's supposed to be dead." And he just came up with all this type of thing. And I just hope that the judge and the court and the jury, whoever's involved in this, uh, I just hope they pile the penalties on to an unbelievable level. Of course, you can't go too far, and then, or else it looks like, I don't know how many years ago and I forget what state, Georgia, South Carolina, someplace like that, the Klan, the KKK down there, apparently they had like their headquarters there, the Grand Wizard, and they had, I guess, shooting ranges and cabins, and I mean, it was apparently a pretty nice setup. And I think it was a black lady who maybe her son or husband was killed by the Klan or something. I forget. I can't remember those details. Except the thing that I do remember is that she ended up owning all of the Klan stuff, in whatever state that was. She owned it, and that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see in this case here. I hope it happens. Um, to a funnier subject. When you read on the dog, and all you need is to enter a witness protection program. I glanced at this real quick, and I thought, and then I noticed that this is a cat. So, um, let's quickly check the. China sends more than 3 dozen warplanes in skies near Taiwan. Oh, I hope China doesn't. China's pretty smart in a way. Uh, they've given to countries around the world tons of deals, money and what have you. But it's wow. It's like those places to get it. It's like that kind of dealing with the mafia or something or other. But then all this stuff that China's doing, and the situation with hard to say Taiwan. That's a scary situation for that China doesn't go too far, uh, doesn't really do something really stupid, and I don't think they will because they're pretty savvy, and they're getting things gradually they're getting things their way. Uh, but if something comes up and somehow they go too far, that's not what the world needs. You know, China needs to sell us things. Everything we buy over here in the United States is made in China, and they're doing really great from that. And people here in the United States were getting products at a very low price. Um, so, I mean, there's negatives on both sides, I'm sure, but let's see. This man up here, this thing here, this man who, the man beat this police officer. You know, there's video of it, and this guy testified. You know, this officer testified before a congressional committee. You know, he was beaten. Uh, I think they took his mace. They took something else. Apparently, uh, even though he was being beaten, he remembered the training that he got on revolver retention. I had to take every year, you know, a update on revolver retention, and but the I mean that should be somebody locked up for a long time. You know, beating a police officer, and it took his radio away from him. I think he took something else away. I'm not sure if it was handcuffs or uh, collapsible baton or whatever it was, but that guy should be in prison for a long, long time. Um, uh, I I never get I hardly ever get out of there. The only time I get out of here is go to the doctor. Uh, Half a block from here, which but it's uphill, is a small convenience store. I'm gonna. I haven't bought a lottery ticket or a power jackpot in I don't know several years or something. But apparently it's the 10th largest in U.S. history. I'm going to ask my problem is I don't have any cash. Never have cash on hand either, and I don't think you can buy a lottery ticket here in Texas with a credit card or debit card. I don't think. Anyway, I'm going to ask him to. All I want is one ticket. What I used to do when I would get a ticket, a long time ago, I would just get one ticket, and I wanted to get it as early as possible. So, like to be a week until the thing, and it was, let's say it was for, $20 million or something. Well, the more it was, the more the ticket was, the amount was, the more fun it was to think about it. And what I'd do if I was out like walking someplace, taking the bus at that time, someplace, and instead of just aimlessly walking down the street to the bus place or just sitting on the bus or whatever, I'd be thinking, let's say it was $20 million, and then I would just be thinking, and the time would go fast. I'd just be, and it was kind of fun. I'd just be thinking, okay, $20 million. Okay, I got 4 children, grown. I'd be I'd be thinking, I got an ex-wife. I'd want to make sure that, I should put a contract out on her, but, I'd want to make sure that, wouldn't want to make her too comfortable. But I think I'm looking at the wrong camera. You know something, you haven't been able to see what I've been because I forgot to click on this. No, I did click. Oh no, okay, that's right. Oh, okay. So, but I enjoyed that, and I made a mistake at telling like my ex-wife or somebody that, oh, I enjoy that, and I, what was that comedian that said he didn't get any respect or something or other? But it was just, I didn't buy 10 tickets or 20 tickets or 50 tickets. I just bought one ticket. It was, it killed some time while I was walking or riding on the bus. Uh, But anyway, I wonder how much. Okay, I'm gonna bring this to a close pretty quick. Let's see how much the jackpot is. Uh, 635 million. Yeah, wow. That'd give me plenty of time to think. Okay, 635 million. How would I do? How would I divide it up? And one of the things I'd always get into was if you gave if I gave too much, you know, to my kids, that wouldn't be good for them. Uh, or I would think of eventually I got where it'd be like a scenario. I think, okay, I could, get a lawyer or whatever and have it where they're grown, of course. Uh, I could get it where they had to do a certain things, you know, uh, and then they could get amount of money or whatever. So it was something to kill time. Anyway, uh, video looks good from that camera. I've got the other camera going too, I think. I'm not sure if it's blocked by. No, no. I got one of those little stands in front of the, like a book stand or something. But let's go back here. I just had some chip and dip. Salsa dip. A lot of times I have the sour cream dip and potato chips or whatever. I took my blood sugar test this morning, and that's the first time I've done it in months and months and months. But I decided, I think I'm going to do it every day for a while. I think the score was what? The diabetic. Let's see. Logbook. Okay. I took it this morning at, let's see if you can see this, see if you can read this. Weight 250 pounds. My glucose was 156. Now that's high for me, but I haven't taken it in a long time. I pay, I forget, $10 or $15 a month for this logging program or whatever, and I don't. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.